Hello everyone and welcome to the Nerds Archive, and today we're going to be having a look at this. The Masters laser screwdriver by Rubbertoe Replicas, and she is a beauty. So for those of you who don't know, I was lucky enough to be able to go and meet the man himself, which was definitely a highlight in making this account, making this channel. A huge honour, and being the legend that he is, he was kind enough to let me borrow one of his laser screwdriver prop replicas. So once again, I'm probably going to be thanking you throughout the course of this video, Nick, but yeah, thank you for letting me do this. It's an honour and I hope I do it justice. So let's just start off by looking at the replica itself. We'll start with the head. So basically, some people, obviously this is the emitter part of the laser, but I've heard people refer to it as the barrels, which is very fitting. The barrels are held down by magnets, but only in the head section here. Then of course, moving down the laser, you get to the neck here, which is definitely improvement over the toy. It's nice and solid. This is not, however, held down by magnets. There is a clip there, so you have to close it down there, and it is released not by the switch that is used on the toy. Sorry, yes, that is what you press to extend it. What I meant to say was not the activation switch here, which is not like how it is on the toy. On the toy, you can just extend it and fire it with that, but on this, totally different. Nice and solid, yeah. I've got no issues there of it bending. Of course, there is nothing holding it down, so the head can swivel, though I recommend you not do that. It does tend to swivel when you extend it ever so slightly. As you can see, for instance, how I will line up the grub screw with the other grub screw here, and then extending it, it can just turn off. But yeah, so I don't recommend, just spinning it just for the fun of it. Try and line it up if you want, but just be careful of that. Don't just spin it out of control like a lunatic. But no issues there of it breaking. It feels very solid. The whole prop itself feels very solid. Just a beautiful piece. So then we get down to the body of the Sonic here, which is very reminiscent, let's say, of the 11th Doctor Sonic. God, I love this thing so much. It's beautiful. Absolute beauty. So you have here the little, let's say the internals, the internal part here, which is quite loose, as I think it's just been held in by a slot. But to be honest, I don't mind that. No issues there, and of course with it being able to rattle just makes it sound like the prop that we see on the screen. Perfectly sound, doesn't go anywhere, just a tiny little bit of movement there if you can see. Gorgeous, but still, like I say, very strong. I don't need to worry about it. Moving down to the pommel section of the laser, it is a beautiful bit of brass there, very strong, very secure. Does not make me at all need to worry about the electrics on the inside, the circuitry, or, well, in this case, the resin. Very strong, very nice, gorgeous. Definitely a bit of brass badass there. Moving down now to the dial section of the laser prop, and unfortunately this is not crackle painted. This is just a little bit of plastic with the crackles carved in and, well, engraved in with some paint. It does look very nice, to be fair. I do like that. It's very gorgeous. Really does suit this Sonic a treat. I personally don't have any issues about it being this. I know as prop collectors we like it to be as close to the real thing as possible, but I mean, it's one thing compared to the rest of this gorgeous laser prop. So yeah, it's nice for what it is. I love that. It's class, and it does move just like the toy, though I wouldn't recommend you doing that, as you may wipe away with time the paint that's been placed on the engraved part. And then the end cap here, nothing opens, nothing fancy, no button. It's just a solid piece of brass that holds the prop together. Gorgeous. Turning to features now, so as I was trying to say before, you do not use this thing like the toy. The trigger here is literally just to extend the prop. Of course, obviously, by the micro switch, this is how it is used. So, pressing it once will cause it to fire. Unfortunately, there is no rapid fire, so you couldn't, for instance, mash this thing and get this the first part of the sound on repeat, for instance. That is the closest thing to rapid fire you get. So, yeah, there's no point just bashing away on the micro switch there. It will just do the sound it's programmed to do. And, yeah, so you can't get rapid fire in a sense. Just pressing it once will cause the emitters or barrels, whichever you prefer to use, to light up a lovely orange colour there. Bit like the 13th Doctor's Sonic. Gorgeous. And then just holding it down will cause it to use the Lazarus technology, which was used to age the Doctor. So holding the button down, you do not, however, have to remain on the micro switch. You can just hold it down, and when the sound begins, you can just remove your finger away. When activating the laser, the panel which represents the inside of the laser does also light up. Let me just see if I can turn this down. I do. So it's nice to sort of see that within different incarnations of the Master, the equipment he uses has this very similar brass, amber kind of light thing going on, whether it's an accident or on purpose. It's just nice to see. It's like with the Doctor, it's a little nod that this is the same person. And again, holding it down. So unfortunately now we've got to just get to the tiny, oh so small issues with this thing. Again, I do not like to nitpick because I absolutely love this thing and I recommend it for any Doctor Who fan out there. Anyone who is a master of John Simm's master, you will love this and you are not wasting a penny. But of course, I've got to do this. I've got to be honest. And that comes in the form of the barrels here. Now, please forgive me, Nick, I love your work, but I've got to be honest with this. Sometimes there can be issues with the LED here. I'm not sure what that is, as the internals of this Sonic, yeah, let's just say Sonic, but we all know it's a laser, so if I say Sonic, forgive me, have been made differently to the original prop. With the original prop, they used well, wires, just like what you see with the 10th Doctor, but this has been completely remodeled. It uses a type of brass rod which connects right the way through to the LEDs here, all the way down to the body of the Sonic, and it just makes it so the electrics sort of continue for longer. They're not going to get worn away, no wire damage, no wires accidentally falling out. It's carried by a current, which Nick has designed. Really clever idea, really ingenious. But however, sometimes when the laser is completely extended here, I think the electrics have a bit of trouble. Maybe it's something to do with the magnets, maybe it's just because of how far it has to travel, the current, but can sometimes, though it's tending to be okay now. I'll just try this again. If I just turn it a little bit. Or maybe not. I have noticed it a few times where, say, a barrel won't light up. You'll get, say, two of whatever and one just won't work. There have been some cases where when people's props have been completely extended, the barrels themselves don't work. Again, I feel horrible saying this because I don't want to criticise Nick. I just have to be honest. What I have noticed, though, is when the barrels are completely closed there, that the LEDs will not go out no matter what you do. They will always light up. So my belief is that it is something to do with the magnets. For those of you who have this and you want some sort of explanation to why every now and again a barrel won't work, it's only when really it's in this position. Though mine is just showing the quality of Nick. Do not slag me off. They are all working there perfectly. Gorgeous. There you go. Did you see that then? only every now and again. However, once closing the barrels, all fine. So I think it's just something to do with a magnet, maybe interfering with the current. Maybe the current just has to travel too far. However, it does work. Let me just get it to how I like it. There you go. And that's another thing you can do, just try swiveling it around, because some parts there will be issues, other no issues at all. So I'm not sure what that is. Maybe the rod on the inside is just struggling to get the current through, as I've said. But yep, there you go. And I mean, end of the day, the section down here never fails to illuminate. It is always on, no matter what the Sonic is doing, it's always on. This thing isn't a sonic screwdriver, it's a laser screwdriver. So much like, say, with other Sonic props where the LED tends to sort of flicker ever so slightly, as if to say it's sending out sonic vibrations, this thing is supposed to be a weapon. So any kind of dramatic flashing like that is basically the weapon firing. So for me personally, as I said, I'm borrowing this. I would still get one of these if that was the case. No problem at all. It is a gorgeous little prop replica. When you put the batteries in, all systems go. It's gorgeous. And at the same time, I believe that this is the laser that it's based on the laser screwdriver used for Capaldi's second last story with John Simm. And if you notice that during that episode, the barrels on John Simm's laser are, well, like this. They are very hardly, well, they're just not extended all through the episode. They're down. So with that helping the current there, if you wanted to say use it in a similar style to John Simm and Peter Capaldi's last episode, which this Sonic is based on, takes nothing away from it. And of course that there, closing it with the magnets up, is very reminiscent to the David Tennant era. The laser itself is based from aluminium. Yep, I'm not going to say aluminum because I'm not American. And brass, and God, it just shines up a treat. It really is gorgeous the way how this thing just lights up, especially when it's on display. It just looks brilliant. So yeah, a bit of a demonstration here. You just click it open, fire away. And then to close it, you can either just push it down as a whole. What I tend to do to be that little bit more safer is to just grab it by the head, collapse the neck, and if you just push down just one of the barrels, all the others will follow. So the emitter fits in very nice and snugly there. Again, I also know that there was an issue some time ago with this part of the laser not being glued on to the body. Nick has, however, sent out the part here with a little instruction manual of how to glue it back on. Yeah, I think that that was just what it was. It was just a little accident. I believe that he had a friend who was helping him and was sort of putting them together and just completely forgot to glue on that section there. So all rectified now, all sorted, never going to happen again. So if you want to get one of these lasers, please do not worry about this part of the laser not being attached. It is there, no problem at all. Turning to batteries now, so I was very surprised by this, as just by the sheer heft of this thing. I was expecting it to be very similar to the 11th Doctor Sonic, that it would just slide on out, that it would require the same batteries that the 12th Doctor Sonic used, which is the 4LR44. But in reality, it's actually similar to the 11th Doctor Sonic. Well, similar, it uses the same battery. To access the battery compartment of the laser screwdriver, simply unscrew the pommel here. The whole brass section, just unscrew that like so. And then you are greeted to probably the thickest 3D printed battery compartment that Nick has ever done. There is a similar thing on the custom Sonic screwdrivers, the custom 11th and the 10th Doctor Sonic. Though, as they are all quite thin, people, and myself included, do get them cracking, but this is definitely the thickest and most solid 3D printed compartment for the batteries I've ever seen on one of Nick's props. So there you have the battery there. Nice and simple. So for instance, I happen to have a toothpick here. You might want to say use a screwdriver or whatnot. Simply insert it into the hole there and push the battery out. As I mentioned here, it uses the same batteries used as in the 11th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver, the second version, or the V2, as a lot of people in the Sonic community refer to it. So, good news, if you have already stockpiled up on your batteries for the 11th Doctor Sonic, then you don't have to do it again. You've already all set to go for the laser should the day come. Well, the inevitable day come when the battery with yours should run out. As you see there, this is what I tend to use, which is the high voltage GP battery. The, where have you gone? Well, the 11A or the MN11. The laser comes with the most secure stand that I've ever seen from Rubbertoe Replicas with the products that I have ordered. I know that there are such things as the universal stand, but this to me is the most soundest stand that I've ever seen come with a Sonic. Maybe just oh so slightly above the 12th Doctor's second Sonic screwdriver. As you can see inside the stand are the grooves that basically match the bottom part of the laser for plugging in like so. And of course, just like the rest of the stands that come with all of Nick's props, you have underneath the number and Nick's signature, the Master's Laser Screwdriver by Rubbertoe Replicas. This is number 150 of 300, made by Nick himself. So this is the halfway mark, guys. So if you end up getting 150, please let me know, because it'd be nice to find out what happens to it. Definitely the best stand I have ever seen with a Sonic device from Nick. This thing is gorgeous. It stands in there beautifully, and there's me shaking it now with all my might. As you can see, it's basically coming off the floor. The laser is going nowhere. So having this thing on display, yeah, it's great in a cabinet, but no issues about, say, leaving this on a desk or a coffee table or a normal table. Just simply even knocking the light box. It is going nowhere. Hands down, the best stand with any of Nick's Sonic devices I have seen today. The laser also comes with this beautiful certificate of authenticity here. As you can see, mine has not been signed or numbered, as this is just a rental from Nick. But when you get yours, you will have the number out of 300 that yours belongs to, and a wonderful autograph from Nick himself. And on the back here, we have the Bad Wolf. Oh, I wonder what that could mean. The laser also comes in this lovely cylinder cardboardy black box with, I'm sorry, that's just born to be a hashtag, Rubbertoe radiation. Come on guys, let's get that trending now. Also on the box you can see it says caution laser screwdriver inside. Big scary laser, do not look into being with remaining eye. Ooh, lovely. Doing a quick size comparison, you can see that, well, the roles are reversed. In this case, unlike the 10th Doctor's Sonic, instead of the toy being bigger than the prop, in this time it's the prop that's bigger than the toy. And compared to the Sonic Screwdriver family, it's, well, it's just a tiny bit smaller than the 11th, smaller than the 12th, and way bigger than the 10th Doctor's Sonic. As someone who collects prop replicas, you can really see how the laser inspired the 12th by its sheer size, the materials used in making it, even right the way down to the knurling part here. So yeah, you can see how the laser definitely inspired the 11th Doctor Sonic, which is also a bit of a shame because unfortunately during the whole of the Matt Smith run, the laser was never part of it. I was just about to say then the whole of this Sonic's life, but in Capaldi's last season with this Sonic, he did meet Missy, but yeah, there was no laser screwdriver present. So you can display them together, but if you like to display prop replicas or items with how they appeared in the show, considering that the laser inspired the 11th, it's just a bit of a shame that you can't really display them together like that. The laser, however, does look superb next to the 10th Doctor's Sonic and also with the beautiful 12th Doctor's Sonic. And so we have now reached shout out time. Yes, so basically the way how Nick has to make these Sonics is he has to create as many as he can to get them out as fast as he can just to earn his keep. So basically, hence with the dial section of the laser, the plastic part of it that's been engraved and painted is really the quickest alternative Nick has got to getting these things out there so everybody can enjoy them as soon as possible. For those of you though where screen accuracy is a must, then I've got to give just a massive, massive shout out to the Little Shop props. Yeah, the Little Shop props, they pride themselves on screen accuracy. It's screen accuracy or nothing with them, and more power to them. And for this very situation, they have created an all metal crackle painted laser dial for this prop. So I've been told that, let's just zoom out, to basically insert the dial or to swap them, you just have to unscrew this part here. So watch me fail. There we go, there she comes. You can see it's getting looser now, the dial section. And then the end cap here should just come off, and you can see there the 3D compartment. And then all you have to do nice and easily is just slide off the dial. There it is. And then when you have your new one from Little Shop Props, you just slide that on in its place, as simple as, and then screw it back on. Now again, with any part of the Sonic that involves unscrewing it to remove a component, I suggest putting it on nice and tightly, but not too tight, as you don't want to accidentally break anything or scuff anything that's important. So that's on there nice and neatly. This bit, oh, tightened it a bit too much there, it's not rotating, but it can still rotate once loosened. So thank you again, Little Shop Props, for that. It's a glorious, nice little bit of add-on there for those of you where screen accuracy is a must. Go and check out their webpage. They do some amazing things and create some amazing props, and hopefully very soon there'll be a little review on one of them. And so guys, this is it. We've come to the end of the review, and just like you, I'm upset about this because it means that I will now have to be returning this beautiful laser screwdriver back to its rightful owner, who will then end up sending it to its true rightful owner. So, like I said, if you are the person that gets to own this 150, please let me know, because it would be really nice to find out what happens to it and see who it will one day belong to. So yeah, I've got to take it back. Well, do I?
He gave it to me. It came to me. My precious.
Come on now, Jimmy. It's time to give it back.
Ooh, nah, I'm a nerd of my word. So unfortunately, yeah, I'll have to be taking this back. I'm super jealous of all you guys out there who've got one. This thing is a beauty. It truly is a gorgeous replica from Nick's magical workshop, which I am extremely looking forward to going back to and hopefully seeing that brand new 14th Doctor Sonic screwdriver. But yeah, gorgeous prop replica, guys. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, everything right from the barrels all the way down to the pommel at the end. It is just such a sturdy, gorgeous prop replica. It looks fantastic on display. It's fun to play with. It just, in every sense of the word, is a laser screwdriver. Absolutely gorgeous. So, thank you so much for sticking around this long. I don't just mean through this video, I mean waiting ever so patiently for my next video. I know that I'm not the fastest at getting videos up there, but the way I see it, it's quality, not quantity. Maybe one day when I've got a proper studio where I've got all the time in the world, I will do constant videos. But until then, thank you ever so much. Nick, once again, thank you so much for letting me borrow this. Yep, I'll be bringing it back down soon. Can't wait to head down to Barry again. It's a gorgeous place. Your workshop is just like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory to a nerd. Amazing down there. Really do appreciate it, and I really do appreciate all of you guys for following and just sticking around this long and patiently waiting for me to get my next video out there. If you like what you see, then please head over to my Instagram account, where you can see loads of photos of me doing up close ones, nice distance ones. If you've enjoyed the video, then please hit the like down below. If you want to see more of these videos, then please hit the subscribe button. It really does mean the world to me. feel free to check out any of my previous videos and look forward to future videos I've got coming soon. Once again, massive thank you to Nick. I really do appreciate you letting me borrow this, mate. Thank you to everyone who follows and waits ever so patiently. Your support means the world to me. And yeah, God, I don't want this video to end because I love this thing so much, but whoever ends up getting 150, please let me know. If you want to get one of these laser screwdrivers, then head over to Nick's website. I'll put a link down below for you. You can, basically, you have to pay it in 2 parts. You pay the deposit, and then when it's about to be shipped out, about a fortnight before, you'll be asked for the second instalment. You can pay this straight away, which I think is something like £400, or you have the option to pay in 3 on PayPal, which I think, add in the VAT, it comes up to 180, 190, possibly 200, something like that, for 3 months. And then same thing again, a couple months later, when you're ready for getting this Sonic, when Nick's ready to post out this Sonic, you will be asked for the second instalment. But I'm not sure if the second instalment is a pay in 3. So I'm sorry about that. Anything else? Yep, so waiting time, basically, from ordering this thing, the waiting time is usually shortest amount 9 months, longest amount 12 months. So anywhere between 9 to 12 months you'll be getting this Sonic. It is a bit of a wait, and I am sorry for that. End of the day, Nick is mainly just one guy by himself working tirelessly to get not just the laser screwdriver, but now the 12th. The wide sliders, I'm really excited for that. That's going to be so cool. So yeah, just be patient. I promise you, if you do want this laser screwdriver, it is worth every penny, every second you've had to spend or wait. Yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you guys sticking around this long, and I hope that wherever you are in the world, you are staying safe, staying awesome, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone, and bye for now.